I'll watch it. Wait, wrong invite? Yeah, can I watch this video for a second?
Yeah.
Of
I
my,
need 5 minutes as well. You're
alright,
okay.
of my, alright, let's watch this.
Okay, I'll be.
Can I like, what do I do? Am I gonna leak anything when I capture? Alright.
What's going on, everybody? I just want to take a second, real quick, to talk about the announcement regarding our Valorant roster. Obviously, I know it probably comes as a surprise that we're moving away from BabyJ and Eccles. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to both those players. There is never, ever, under any circumstance, where I want there to be a situation where their involvement with our organization is as short lived as this one. And I think they're both incredibly talented players and clearly have a future in professional Valorant. And I think they'll land on their feet, or at least that's my hope, not only professionally, but personally. I think their contribution should not go overlooked. And I really just want to say thank you for them and the time that they invested into our organization. I think a lot of people have a hard time understanding why we made this decision. It's tough to say that this wasn't a results based decision, but it really wasn't. Obviously a disappointing loss yesterday to the Guard. Cloud9 got the better of us, beating us 2-0 last week. And I think a lot of people just don't have the ability to look deeper into what causes issues with teams and rosters. In a lot of cases, in my experience of competing, sometimes it really doesn't come down to the talent and it doesn't come down to the results. It comes down to the culture, the mindset, and the philosophy and how the game should be approached. And Call of Duty was one thing. It's a little bit more singular in how the way the game is played. There's really only a couple right ways and a lot of wrong ways to play the game. But with Valorant, with all of the utility and the composition of agents, I feel like you can really get lost in the weeds and how the game should be played and how you should
Well,
approach each match and each map that you.
I'll pause them there. There are many ways to win this game. I mean, as you saw Guard 13-0ing us, these guys played fucking like Sage and shit, and they on defense, and they quite literally they had known we don't play a duelist, so they counterpicked us instead of KO. They picked Sage on defense. They shit on us. There's a lot of ways to win the game. I don't know if you get lost, and I don't know if you get lost in the right way. There's just you have to learn how to adapt. I know that was a big thing for me is I had to learn to adapt like as a anchor. I my way of adapting was just moving the fuck out of the site I couldn't anchor because I had a good execute. But then C9 had a good execute no matter where they went. So I wasn't actually adapting to win. I was just adapting not to lose. You know what I mean? Adapting to win would have been more like, they are darting half wall. I'm gonna have my teammate break it, or I'll hold it while my teammate plays off my utility. So like it's definitely not that I got person would get lost. Uh, I think I had learned a lot from the short time I was playing with the team, and I'd realized like you have to adapt in this game, and you have to be ready for a million scenarios. You can prep for like the 2 months we did, but team pulls out Sage because they have CT side and we have no duelists. Like it's tough. It's tough scenes. You're gonna fucking lose no matter what team you are. Like not even fucking yeah, not even the demon Yay. Actually, I take that back. Yay probably could win that. But like it's hard. It's a hard side for anyone. That's all I'm trying to say is like so I agree but disagree with that point. But that's what first.
You end up competing on. So I would say this was a decision that we felt was necessary for the success or the potential opportunity for us to qualify in the future of 2022 in all the tournaments that are to come. And the format is just grueling, to be honest with you. Only two teams go to Iceland, and basically, if you don't qualify, your year is done. Besides some of the tier two or tier three tournaments that you can play in across different tournament platforms and websites and organizations. So it's really make or break, and we just felt like we didn't want to wait out the inevitable. We just felt like the roster and the players and the way that they meshed just didn't fit well together. And so, you got to take a big swing. And so we're excited to welcome Bang and JC Stanny to the roster, and we hope that we can find success. I'm really sorry to the community that's looking for a better long term solution. I know that it's never fun dealing with turbulence and the rosters, and it's never fun to not have confidence in the organization that is fielding these players. But we're trying to win, and we never want that to come at the cost of recycling players and changes for the best. Find some success. So thanks for listening. Thanks for understanding, and hopefully that made sense. Y'all take it easy.
I'm trying to be unbiased. Um, I try to understand, talk your shit. Nah. I try to understand both sides. I'll tell you right now, I'm so unbelievably pissed. A lot of things I actually like disagreed with. So the one thing I do believe that was true was that it was not a performance-based decision. I think this had been in the works, to be honest, because they were very fast at scrimming. Uh, uh, for some reason, I think this would have happened like the moment we lost. Like I don't know. I think they had this backup plan low key in the works, which doesn't make sense. Um, so yeah, I believe him on the fact that it wasn't performance based. I do. The like the way to win thing, I don't agree with. I think this game is very unique. There's a lot of ways to win this game, and the best teams that are going to consistently win are going to be the ones that are the best at adapting. And even then, those best teams will still have their days where they get cheesed or like the other team just plays better. Like the game is like very hard to stay consistent in, and the only way to like you know counteract that is just be fucking really good at adapting and ahead of the meta. Like do your homework in other teams and like you know what I mean. So I don't agree with like being lost in the game with like I don't ever feel lost in the game in my opinion. I think I mean, the only time I felt really fucking bad about losing was against C9 on Breeze. I felt like that was purely my fault because I could not anchor a fucking site. But they're really good. Like I did never experienced the way they execute a site, and so it opened up a lot of my eyes. Like, hey, like instead of like moving around and stuff, like bro, I gotta straight up just like learn how to anchor this shit real time. Like I gotta see what they're throwing like adapt to have like a teammate help me, call someone over that can help me like in the moment because like I'm just playing out the lose instead of playing to win and like that was the wrong way to play for sure.
Hey,
But
bro.
there definitely
You good to
isn't
go?
one way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There definitely isn't
All right.
one way to win this game. There's so many ways and everyone's opinion on the team is so unbelievably important. Like my role as a sentinel is just as important as how Peter wants how my role, how I want to play defense and set up and anchor a site is just as important how Peter wants to entry a site. If he wants to stop and slow down to op or like and like Adam's role, like if he wants to lurk or like hit fast with his smokes or fake out with his like everyone's role is so unbelievably important and everyone's opinion matters because only that person knows how well they can play like their agent. Like, you know what I mean? They know what they're capable of, so like everyone's opinion matters. You can't have like a dictatorship. I feel like you do have to you do have to be able to uh agree on one idea. Like freeze time, we're talking about the round. Like, all right, like this is the idea. This is what we're gonna do. Right or wrong, we do it together. We can win. Like that. That's how it has to be at the end of the day. And I never like. I don't think I ever had like a disagreement about that. But I do feel like my do feel like my opinions were a little bit like during the games or like during scrims. I feel like I couldn't like have a voice sometimes, but I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is, man. I didn't carry 100 Thieves. We lost. And I'm not going to point fingers. We lost as a team.